It is a beautiful Saturday morning. We're going for a walk. It's a big walk today. Gonna see if we can get these 10,000 steps all at once. Because it's the weekend. Why not? I got my on. That morning sun just isn't lasting quite as long. The sun's getting high in the sky with the quickness. So we're gonna walk to a different park today. See if this started with just under 500 steps for the morning. But of course, did 100 push-ups, 100 squats as well. But the phone is not counting those as steps. But we did get a workout in. Nice. What's going on? Cuddles. Wayne, Weather, Tim, Rose. Hello, YN next door. How you doing? How you doing? Holly Sprague on YouTube. Zaire, Conley. What's going on, folks? Get a little bit of shade here. I can chat some more. YN next door on YouTube says, I'm good. Ibrahim Alkarad, you can say come. Are you good? Yeah, I'm doing good. Yeah, I'm out here getting my 10,000 steps for the day, and we just started. So, normally I'll do 2 walks a day to make sure I hit it, as well as my regular daily activity. But good morning. Yeah, it's a weekend, so I'm like, hey, let's go for a longer walk, let's see. So I'm going to a different park than normal. Carolee's Crochet on TikTok says hello. Good morning. Hey there, how you doing? Ibrahim says I'm gonna donate $200. All right, well, it's your contributions to the chat are welcome. Anyway, Carolee on TikTok says I've never seen you in the daylight. Yeah, it's the morning here. Normally I'll do the morning walk and the evening walk. So Carolee, but I started a little later today for my morning walk, if that makes sense. Normally I go around 7, between 7 and 7:30 Mountain Standard Time in the morning, and then also at night, between 7 and 7:30 Mountain Standard Time in the evening. Yeah, so it's starting a little later than normal. Yeah. Hey, Holly Sprague with the big pink hand. Johnny getting political. We're on a walk going for 10,000 steps, so that's what we're up to today. here in this chat. So yeah, it's real bright. I won't be able to see the messages until I hit a patch of shade. That's just kind of the pace, the cadence of the morning walk, because the sun here can be pretty intense in the southwest. We got an alarm. So, and like I said, we're starting with just under 500 recorded steps. So I don't know, we're gonna see how many steps it takes us to get to that other park. And I have walked there before. It's not my daily driver, so to speak. I don't normally go there, but I have driven there. When I had my dog, we'd drive there and then go play at the park. Carolee's Closet Crochet on TikTok says, I have to run. You take care, but be safe. Absolutely. Thank you for joining. Always a pleasure to see you, Carolee. So where are y'all tuning in from today? Is it morning where you're at? If I walk just a little bit, there we go. Holly, where are you tuning in from? Holly's on YouTube. Did the workout this morning and then had a big breakfast, which I do not normally do, but I was hungry. I want to make sure I'm fueling up for all this activity, but not overdoing it. You go for a daily walk? What did I have for breakfast? Holly on YouTube says, what did I have for breakfast? I had some just egg and soy chorizo, avocado, and what do you call it? English muffin. Pretty good. Stark in the house. What is happening, brother? I also have a green juice on me and a liter of water, which I'm going to need at the very latest by my destination. I've had some water with lemon already and some green tea. Took my multivitamin, you know, 3 Brazil nuts each day, which is kind of like a vitamin, chewable. Stark says, I go to work in about an hour. Answered you as well as I can on Instagram. Understood. What's up, Fang? Right on, Stark. Well, I appreciate you dropping by. I mean, hang out as long as you like, of course, but I get it. Like we've all got stuff to do. You're working on a Saturday? Assume it's Saturday in Germany as well. Or maybe it's Sunday now. Must be Sunday morning. So you're working on a Sunday morning, brother? I'm interested in getting these steps in completely on the earlier side of the day and see what that does for my evening. If I can open things up some. I'm committed to getting these steps though. So Stark says, I'm fine, sir. I work on Saturday evening, night shift. Ah, okay, so it's getting on Saturday. Gotcha. Well, that's great, man. So I appreciate the German lessons. Most German that I've learned is from the punk rock band Wieso. Which I guess kind of means like, so what? Like, Wieso, so what? Is that right? What's up, Betty Boop? Yada yada yo. This is kind of nice. There's like regular intervals of shade. From Saturday night to Sunday morning, you're working. Yeah, Wieso, I know them, but my punk days are long over. I'm into metalcore since years. Right on, right on. I like all kinds of music, but Wieso was like safe German music because I didn't know, what other languages were saying. I didn't know if it was like negative propaganda, you know what I'm saying? And Wieso was like, oh, I like their music, so I spent some time reading lyrics and figuring out what the songs were about. It's a lot of silly stuff. I told them Flybud. But some of it was really cool, like Kopfschuss. I don't know, and Schweinefeld. I learned that's about the extent of my Germany. Hey, Gabriel. Stark says, I like Southern country music as well. Country Western? Like country Western music? Always look both ways, folks. Yeah, Blackberry Smoke, my all-time favorite band. Wow, I don't even know who that is, brother. What's up, CPB? Yeah, I got a liter of water in my pocket, CPB, and I'll be. I'm well fed and hydrated before my walk, so I'll drink more when I get there, and then more on my way, or more when I get home. Hear them often when I drive long distances by car. Yeah, let me know what's a good song, What's one that I should break the seal with? I should listen to first, It hits different when you're just looking down the straightaway, knowing that you're gonna be way over there, or at least that's the goal. They have much great songs, but I guess you should listen to Shaking Hands with the Holy Ghost. Okay, check that out. CPB on TikTok says, do you like Pink Floyd? Absolutely. I have enjoyed a good amount of Pink Floyd in my time. I think they're pretty incredible. I think music in the 60s, 70s, it's just like that psychedelic revolution. It's crazy. Breathe in the Air is currently what I'm listening to. Awesome. Nice. Well, thanks for having me be voiceover for Pink Floyd, Breathe in the Air. That's amazing. It's an honor. Rad. I don't listen to music on these walks. I suppose if I didn't have you, I might, but I also want to keep my faculties about me and be aware. Situational awareness, being present. It's it's enough to do when you don't have live streaming going on, but also when you do, keeping your eyes up and all that. What is that? Oh, it looks like a deflated bell pepper. Yep, it's a bell pepper, but it's discolored from the sun. Interesting. All right, we got a little treadmill in the backyard. HWPO. World is a gym. Let's get after it. CPB on TikTok says to think all our ancestors and all the knowledge comes from the air we breathe. It's an interesting concept for sure. Stark Industries on YouTube says, One Horse Town is a nice song too. One Horse Town is a little slower. Loving the music recommendations, y'all. Ooh, big stretch of no shade. But we do have these little sprouting trees. They're trying to get some shade, but there's no shade for a little while. That's why we bring our own. Yeah, just to thank all our ancestors and all the knowledge comes from the air we breathe. Yeah, I often think about, ponder how we're all kind of in a snow globe. We're in an earth globe. And, our atmosphere is, somewhat contained. It's largely contained. There's no oxygen in space, but we have oxygen here. But there's not like an actual physical bubble. It's all chemical. Have you heard of Sick New World, Stark? It's a heavy metal festival. I went a couple years ago. There's a lot of bands, probably 40 bands. I went with my brother, which is cool. Hey, Chops Bear. in the house. What's up, Benny? Y'all, we are sweating. We're gonna steal a little bit of shade. We're gonna have to sneak off the road to get it, but let's see. I'm gonna check the temperature real quick. Just digits. Probably still be on our walk since we're trying to get it all in before noon. I could certainly walk faster, but this is it's a marathon, not a sprint. CPB says, damn bro, be careful. Yeah, I mean, if you're not from here, I wouldn't recommend just doing something like this. But there's something to be said for becoming acclimated to weather, inclement weather, and you know, it's not like, for instance, right now I'm walking in this beam of shadow. It's just a little bit of shadow in the street, and that's all that there is. And you know, so I take advantage of that as the sweat beads down. I'm strategically looking for placing myself in patches of shade. It's a skill. It's a skill. CPB says, I've had my share of heat. One time I was actually in a van in the heat, surprised I made it. Came out and my heart was so fast I couldn't even feel it. Man, I was crying because people are selfish. CPB, that is a lot to unpack. Why were you in the van? Who didn't care about you? How old were you? Why were you still in the van when it was hot? Could you not leave? So many questions. LOL, I threw a bird at my mom and sis. And yet more to unpack. What are you saying? Got hit, then they left me in the van. I can't claim to understand. So maybe start at the top. A dead bird. Like, tell me from the top of the story, chronological order, like what happened. Okay. somebody wants to co-host. What do you think? Gonna give it a shot? Oh, it left. So, you get this straight. Your cousin dared you to throw a dead crow at your sister and mom. You thought it would be funny, and it was, but yeah, you realized you needed to focus on you that day. At a young age, people became mature and realized what they really need to be doing in life. And how old were you when that happened? How old was your cousin? Eight or something. About 8 years old. My cousin saw me get whooped and dipped. I hear you. You guys, we'll come back to the story, but there's something juicy over here. Got to take advantage of. Hold on a second. We're gonna come back to that story. CPB. But check it out. Here's another way to stay cool in the heat. We hit the jackpot. We got sprinklers. We got shade. Woo! How fun is that? And just like that, it's over. Oh man. Man, just a few minutes ago, I was sweating like crazy. Now, I'm all wet, but from water, feels amazing. How incredible. You know, it doesn't take much. It doesn't take a lot to get a little workout in, you know? So we knocked out 100 jumping jacks and 50 push-ups. Amazing. So CPB, you got whooped. You threw a dead bird at your mom and your sister. Your cousin dared you to do it. You're about 8. And then you got whooped. And your cousin, how old was your cousin? So your cousin's about almost twice your age. Yeah. Do you have brothers and sisters? You have siblings? You do? Okay. So like where do you fall in the ages? Are you the oldest, the youngest, middles? How many you got? Like give me some background. You're the youngest. Yeah, I feel like the smartest, hey, you know? It's kind of the idea. I don't know if you know the rapper KRS-One, but I saw a video with him talking about the youth must listen to the elders or else they miss out on the wisdom, you know? And the elders must listen to the youth, else they miss out on the now, you know? Like, and evolutionarily speaking, the newest humans should be the pinnacle of the peak of evolution, right? You should be afforded more opportunities, have the biggest brains, or you know, most adapted brains to the current state of things. It stands to reason you should be at least potentially the smartest, but plus you get to learn from everybody else's mistakes. That's a benefit of being the youngest, I think. However, what does happen often is the older crowd will dare you to do things they know will get you in trouble, right? And part of that is because they did stupid stuff and they got in trouble for it, and they want to see if you get the same treatment. Because often the youngest does not get the same level of harshness Yeah, I suppose this one's around for later. Incidentally, we are very close to a park. Wasn't the one that I was planning on, but we'll stop here for a little bit. Drink this green juice. We don't want that cooking in the sun for too long. And we'll check our steps. It's always interesting to me to see how empty these parks are when they are empty. You know, even on weekends, there's a lot of people in this city. They're just not here. All right, y'all. Let's have a seat. Check our steps. Get some green juice. All right. Oop. There's the water. Yo, yo, yo. What's up, race 1? Race 107. Got a crazy story from someone we'll call CPB over on TikTok about when he was about 8 years old. His cousin, who was almost twice his age, he's the youngest out of the siblings, and his cousin, who's almost twice his age, dares him to throw a dead crow, at his mom and sister. And he said that he got beat, and his cousin ran away, the one who dared him to do it. And then what I can only assume is his mom left him in a hot van after that, I presume, as punishment. Damn. Damn, little bro. Oh yeah, we're gonna check on our steps. Might look like I'm frozen, but 3,000 steps here, not bad. So we have officially hit over 1/3 of our target of 10,000 steps. CPB says, don't talk to my mom no more. You mean after that incident, or just like other stuff happened? But I do think yourself is the most important being in your life. Yeah, CPB was saying that this day helped him understand that he had to put himself first. Yeah, I hear you. How old are you now, CPB? 14. Okay. You're 14 and don't talk to your mom. Like, are you living at home with your parents, or? Living with your dad. Okay. Yeah, that sounds pretty rough. What's up, Orange Nut? Yeah. By the way, that feeling of feeling like the smartest is a nice feeling on one end, but it's also dangerous. So I recommend to stay humble. There's always something to learn, even if you are the smartest person in the room. In fact, if you are the smartest person in the room, you have a lot to learn from everybody around you. That's what makes you smart. CPB says, I adapt though. That's my main goal every day. Yep, that's true. Yes, yes it is. Did your dad get you into Pink Floyd? He kind of did, but he did get me into rock. Okay. So he introduced you to rock music, and you kind of found Pink Floyd. He used to listen to all the rock bands, 60s to the 90s. Yeah, that's cool. How you doing, Chill Pill? We just encountered some sprinklers. Got 50 push-ups and 100 jumping jacks in the sprinklers. That was a blast. Kind of staved off the heat a little bit. How you doing? And we're going for the 10,000 steps in one go. So maybe the evening is a little more free. We'll see how that works. We walked to a different park today, and this one is almost a third of 10,000 steps to get to right here. It's not the destination, but we're taking a break. I wasn't expecting to do all of those jumping jacks and push-ups, so just having a moment. And my green juice is getting warm, which we want to avoid that. CPB is sharing with us a story, and right now we're talking about rock and roll. CPB is 14 and listens to Pink Floyd. CPB says the human body is really tough, though, I will say. Yes, it is. Good morning. Yes, it is very tough. I mean, in a way, in so many ways, we're resilient and we're strong and we are built to last. And then we're also kind of squishy things. And if you ask a dragon, we're crunchy and good with ketchup. Yep. But you are right, CPB. And when you're 14, man, You're feeling invincible, no doubt. Even if you don't feel invincible, if you get to a later age and stage and look back, you will think to yourself, at 14, I felt invincible. Now that's okay. I mean, you're supposed to feel that way right now. You're supposed to take risks and supposed to live your life and feel tough and push yourself. You're supposed to. There's different seasons in life, you know. Have you heard that song? Turn, 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 turn. Is that the name of it? It is not as good warm. I must say, the green juice, not as good warm. It's already on the high on the green scale. Ain't no sugar in here. Okay, so there's 7 grams of sugar, but it's 0 in added sugars. Yeah, it's turn by the birds. Thank you. Chill pill. Coming in clutch. The birds. Yeah. A great song. Talk about nothing new under the sun. I mean, that was, they pulled from the Bible on that one, right? A little water to wash that, wash that down. That's like a salad with no dressing. A cake with no icing. Which is fine. That's the best part, is the cake. Where are you going? Oh, I'm going to another park. This park, they're kind of connected. I mean, they're just close together-ish. But this is not the park that I wanted to stop at. I'm happy to find out how many steps are here. Happy to know. Because ultimately, I don't always want to use the step tracker, you know. I don't want to be tracked for every single thing that I do. But I do want to know how many steps it takes to navigate my neighborhood, kind of thing. Suppose there are other ways to do that. This is just how I'm doing it. All right. Leave nothing but footprints. Throw away your trash, people. Whew. All right, we're back at it. So this park was like 3,000 steps. And we keep going. If you sit too long, it'll be nap time, you know? Even for a spry young feller like myself. Pardon that craziness. Extending the stand gives some more stability. That's all. So to the park, and we're going for 10,000 steps. So this one is 3. I can see the other park from here, so that's not going to be another 3,000. We might hit 5 there. If we hit 5 there, then it's actually just round trip situation, which could be nice. It would be good information to have, because then we could hit that park on a walk, get 5,000, do a workout at the park, and then walk back. And that would be nice. Be a great option to have. You doing some kind of workouts for yourself, CPB? You going for walks or any push-ups, jumping jacks, etc.? Lifting weights? And thank you for sharing your story, by the way. It is a tough decision to protect your peace, you know, from a loved one or someone that's supposed to love you or someone you thought loved you, like your mom. And you know, if you don't feel safe with them, then yeah, you gotta make some tough decisions. And self-reliance is important as a young man, but we need each other. We need people. Don't forget that. I do once in a while, but lately I've been trying to get hydrated. Last heat wave really shrunk me into a raisin. Okay. Yeah. Well, the trick with hydration is that it's not just how much water you drink, you know. It's a lot more than that. Yes, you have to drink water, but good morning.
How you doing?
Pretty good. Got your electrolytes.
Yeah.
There you go. These folks are out walking and they got their electrolytes. It's right on topic. So having electrolytes, you can get the more expensive ones in the packets, and it's going to help you stay hydrated. Or you can have things like pickles. You can eat pickles. You can eat kimchi, fermented foods, sauerkraut, or you can drink pickle juice. Salts are important. Potassium and sodium are electrolytes, and you can use things like NU salt, and also there's things like interesting. There's like Morton's light salt. It's like $1.50 a can, and it's got potassium and sodium. And you can just add it, you know, a teaspoon to your water, and it's very cheap. Now, you don't want to overdo it with electrolytes because they will mess with your digestion if you're not careful. Yeah, I've been focusing on electrolytes, got some Pedialyte, just taking it slow. Okay, good. Yeah, there's just lots of options that people don't always recognize, that you don't have to spend $5 a bottle on Pedialyte or similar options. The other thing is those will often have sugar and a lot of it. So there are sugar-free options, but then you're dealing with sugar alternatives. So if you can train your palate to not need the sweet, either artificial sweetener or real sugar, then I think you're on your way to reducing your sugar. It just takes a while to retrain the palate because there's so much sugar in all the food here in the States. Folks from Europe will come over and they'll have a piece of bread and they'll be like, "Why is the bread sweet?" Well, it's sweet because in America we put sugar in it, and in Europe, not so much. CPB, I almost said it. Yeah, true. I try to get my electrolytes through food and stuff, only using what is on hand. Yeah, so and I'm not saying that I never will have the packets or a bottled electrolyte beverage, but if you're doing it every day, that gets expensive. And that's the thing. So hydration is an everyday thing. That's the other part I was getting to is if you do a workout, you don't need hydration right then. You need hydration yesterday. You need hydration the day before. Honestly, you need the hydration leading up to it because you're depleting, and it takes a while for you to get soaked, as it were. Oh yeah. Yep. So if you make it a practice, a habit, and the other things, we drink water because we're told to drink water, and it feels good to drink water because we're thirsty. Oftentimes we think we're hungry and we're actually thirsty, and what we need is water, and we don't drink enough water and we're chronically dehydrated. But here's the caveat with that, is that drinking too much water will dehydrate you, because once you've reached that level of saturation in the moment, your body can't accept more water and you just pee it out. You need the hydration at a molecular level. You need it to go into your muscles. And that's where things like creatine come into play. Your body makes creatine. If you eat meat, you get creatine from the meat, and you can also supplement creatine. And creatine does help you stay hydrated. It stores water in the muscle. If you're, can't recommend supplements to underage people or even overage people, I wouldn't do that. I'm just saying that substance, creatine, that your body makes already helps you store water in your muscle. All right, we have made it to the other park. We're gonna check our steps. Let's see where we're at, y'all. Again, we are getting to, so almost a perfect round trip. And this park has lots of green space. I used to bring Piff here and we'd run and play. Can kind of see all around. It feels pretty safe. And I don't think it would take a lot for somebody to just swoop in and jack my stuff. And I feel like there's just almost never people here. Yeah, we're gonna de-shoe here. Shoes are off. We've got green. Always keep an eye on the ground when you take your shoes off. Of course, there's likely hazards on the ground, even if there's grass, even if it's a public space maintained by the city or whatever. And one of those bad things is an ant going after my tasty, as Mr. Vincent says, which I have adopted. I do love this saying. Got a little bit of shade coming up here. We'll cop a squat. And actually, I wonder what it is to the end of this park, because that might be the perfect halfway mark. We could still hit it, in fact. How interesting. Certainly closer, anyway. Ooh, that ant bite is doing the thing. Yikes. Don't scratch it, don't scratch it. I'm totally scratching it. Ah. Oh. Oh. CPB says creatine is what they look on when checking your vitamins and electrolytes. I mean, I think they're checking a lot of stuff, buddy. And it sounds like creatinine, which is a different thing. But if you're 14, you don't need to worry about it too much. I would just say, drink water, get rest. If you're feeling dehydrated, always seek shade when possible. Be smart. Don't overdo it in the sun. The sun is worse than heat. It'll sap you dry if you stand in it. Even though if it's hot outside, you can stand in the shade for quite a long time. And then if you're feeling like, oh, I'm going down, like, oh, it's so hot, like I'm sweating, you haven't been peeing, you haven't been drinking, like you get that headache, then it's definitely time. It's overdue for you to get out of the sun, get out of the heat, drink some water, get some electrolytes, whether you're doing the expensive powders and Pedialytes, or if you're doing the time-tested pickle juice, things like that. Yeah, pickle juice if you drink it, it'll shock you right back, pump you full of electrolytes, and it's so cheap that most people, even if they buy pickles, will give you the juice. They don't care. You can have the juice. Well, thank you. It's basically salt and vinegar and, I don't know, cucumber sweat. I don't know. It's not bad for you. Tastes pretty good. People like the taste of pickles, right? Pickles been sold and consumed and enjoyed for thousands of years. Modern medicine, modern things, absolutely, we've come so far, and I am not discounting modern medicine one bit. However, there are many things in our history that are overlooked, like passive cooling in the desert. People have lived in the desert for thousands of years, and now we all have to have air conditioners. There's wisdom in humanity's history. Pickles is one of those things. Ooh, that's a big crow. What's up? Oh, there's 4 of them. We got a murder. What's going on? Interesting. They're just flying overhead. These are big birds. He is saying it's hot, 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 hot. They like it. Hot, hot, hot. Yeah. Hot, hot. What's up, man? Think I might be in your space. I'm telling you, people don't come to this park. Bro, imagine being a damn crow. That must be hell. I don't know. I think crows are pretty smart. I think I probably wouldn't enjoy being a bird or a worm. Oh, they're all perched on one tree. What is going on? This is interesting. Let's see if I can show you. That's them at the top. Oh, because they're dark. Yeah. It's hot, hot, hot. I hear you. Yeah, but you get to fly. You get to fly. That's pretty cool. And you like shiny things, so not too different from being human. Recognize faces. Learn how to pick pockets. Not that I recommend that, but I think they do that, don't they? People train crows to do all sorts of nefarious activities, steal things. Oh. We got shade again. I wouldn't say this is like a place to, there's not like workout stations here, but there's plenty of green. What's up, mommy duck? Oh, I guess this best shade. Getting your water back slowly, but it's complicated. Oh, that's an old one. What do you mean it's complicated? Getting your water back. CPB says on TikTok says, I do think of the animals though, not as fortunate as us. We got stuff we need. I don't know if I understand that comment. I'm gonna check on the steps. It's advertised to us, really. I mean, imagine being a crow and no commercials. No commercials. That sounds pretty damn good. I don't know how many crows have body dysmorphia. enjoy this for a moment, okay? If you have to leave, I totally get it, but I'm gonna go for a swing. No, it's still there. Got too hot and came right back. What's going on, vocalist 26? Are you a singer, vocalist, by chance? I have made some musics. I've made some noise myself. What I love about walks is there's always something to discover. Okay, vocalist 26 is a country vocalist. Right on. Right on, right on. I often end up playing the drums. If we go around that way, we'll certainly hit our goal. But that green space is just so nice. Let's just see what happens if we continue on and make a true loop as opposed to doubling back. Let's see. But hey, something to celebrate. We hit that halfway mark, no doubt. Let's double check. We're at 52:60, so All good. We got a motorcyclist standing up on the bike. I enjoy that. On the pedals, not the seat. They had their gear, dressing for the slide, not the ride, which is really smart. Helmet, protective jacket. Good for them. They weren't speeding, but they were standing up on the foot pedals, which is a nice feeling, you know. Not a lot of shade. We're gonna cross the street so we can catch a few patches. Even though it's a little bit out of the way, it's not terrible bad. Always look both ways. Twice. Both ways twice. A little shade. Oh, hello. Yeah. CPB LOL. Drummer singer. You're a drummer too. Rad. It's radical. I love drums. I play guitar, bass, keys, whatever, you know, make noise. I'm not a session musician. I take no pride in saying so, but you can't put a piece of music in front of me and I'll play it. And that's not the kind of musician that I am. I have the utmost respect for those people who've put in that time and effort to be able to do that and or have the innate ability, but I don't really believe in innate ability so much either. I mean, perhaps in the rarest of cases, but generally, if you have that skill, you worked hard at it. Even if you had a head start with talent, you know, for sure. So shout out to all of our musicians reading and performing off the page, writing music that way. It's totally cool. And so folks, I'll often end up on the drums. Other people want to play guitar and sing and stuff. So yes, I'm a drummer, but I'm also looking for a drummer. I'm always looking for a drummer. So I can play guitar also. And I end up doing it myself. Rush cover band. Spinal Tap. just 5 drummers. And this is Nathaniel on the electric drums. Oh boy. Yeah, this is a music day. We were talking about Pink Floyd and Stark Industries on YouTube was recommending One Horse Town from Blackberry Smoke. I don't think I've heard them. He says it's his all-time favorite band. Oh, this hat. Just all over the place. Come on. Hi there. Yes, pedestrians have the right of way, but I'm not trying to get in an argument with a SUV either. I think they didn't see me until the last minute. I saw them though. We were prepared to dive, to stunt roll out of the way, and not even get paid for it. What's up, Harry? Yeah, LOL. Vocalist 26 on TikTok. Music is so needed, indeed. I concur. It's been so long that I've played. It's a tragedy. Like, it's my therapy in a lot of ways, or I find it therapeutic anyway. As in what you're saying, so much needed. It's needed so much. I've got to lock this hat down, y'all. It's just a little gonna get me in a bad mood real quick. If I don't do something about it, so we do something about it. There we go. A little bit. Yeah, it's on lock. Should be locked down, not flying around. Now that, as somebody who's speeding on a motorcycle, no protective gear, no helmet, and a tank top, and kind of silly, I think. Like, okay, so protective gear, fine. You don't want to wear a helmet. You don't want to wear a jacket. It's hot. I get it. You don't, you want to wear a t-shirt. Feels good. Be bare topped. I don't care. But speeding, on top of that, now you're putting other people at risk. We're in a residential neighborhood. And motorcycle's fun. But, it's not cool to put other people at risk. Oop. Okay. Oh, beautiful. Okay. Somehow the weight is a little easier to carry when it's in your belly. It's supposed to in your pocket. How about that? Yo, what's up, buddy? We're going for a walk. We're about halfway done. What are you up to today? I can hear the goat's heads stickers in my shoes. I'm gonna scrape them off before too long so I don't drive them in deeper to the shoe. Find a place to sit here for a second. What are you up to? Yep, there we are. Oh. If you like extractions, you'll love goat heads on the bottoms of my shoes. Man, that ant bite is nasty. Gotta be good. All the goat's heads on the bottom. Gotta get rid of those before I keep going. Just cut my nails too, so. Gotcha. Okay. Now we continue on. That's a dark passage. Is it your first time tuning into my live 10,000 steps walk? Ooh, there's a nice bit of shade here coming up. We like it. Yes. Skeksis like coffees. Isn't that pretty? Pretty. What's going on, Purpose Pat? You having a good day? What are you up to today? I'm out getting my 10,000 steps in. Normally I'll break this up into, 3 parts, basically. A morning walk, an evening walk, and then whatever I do throughout the day. Sometimes it's more, sometimes it's less. Sometimes that evening walk is short and sometimes it's longer, but being that it's the weekend, we had a short workout on Impact Athletics Association channel this morning. I had an early breakfast, broke my fast early today, and I was like, let's do some exploring, try a different path, and see what it takes to hit 10,000 steps in one go. And I've taken some breaks here and there, sat and chat with you, and the sprinklers were on across the street, so we went over there, got 100 jumping jacks in, 50 push-ups in the sprinklers, which was really well timed because it was getting super hot. It felt really good. That was amazing. What lucky timing. And yeah. So we've already hit half the goal, and we're on our way. We're on our way back. And it works out pretty well. It's nice to have this particular path as an option because I hit 2 parks on this walk, and by the time we get home, it'll be 10,000 steps. Could even be the case where I might get started on my walk prior to the impact workout, do the impact workout at that park, and then walk home. That could be cool. Using the walk as a warm-up and a cool-down. And then, of course, I'd have the rest of the day to move, get work done. There's plenty of opportunity for stunt rolls at that park. Yeah, the mind is I'm turning it over in my mind. I'm mulling it over. I'm gonna take a peek, see if this facility is open. That would be something. That would be a game changer. Hey, if you're in podcast mode, drop me a note. Let me know you're here. Maybe. There's plenty of cars. Yeah, it's closed. That thing's been closed for like 6 years at least. It's crazy. I want it to be open. These are cool. I don't know what kind of tree this is. These fuzzy guys. Hey, W.C. Kirksey. How you doing today? Where are you tuning in from? Sure wish those sprinklers were back on. We have quite a stretch in front of us with no shade. So we're going ASMR mode. Looking both ways twice. Yep. Phone overheated. But we're back. Take a respite in this here shade for a moment. People are driving crazy. They're so crazy. Yeah. So yeah, I think it's I use it like a level down. I don't know, like a little more involved than AFK, because podcast mode means you're listening, right? You might be doing the dishes or something else, but you're listening to the live, you're listening to the broadcast. Um, AFK means you're away from the keyboard, and that could mean that you've left the room or you've turned around. You know, you might be listening, you might not. So I think AFK is like a little more detached. AFK is like you're not disconnecting from the chat or from the live, the broadcast, but you're not there. So podcast mode means you're still connected aurally with your ears. And so, you know, maybe you got stuff to do. Not always able to stay glued to the screen, nor should you be. But you may want to be hanging out and hearing what's going on, the topics of conversation, things like that. So you go podcast mode. You want to support the channel and stay connected, you know, get those watch hours or whatever. You maybe have to excuse yourself. There's a task to do. Gotta go check the mail, make a sandwich, whatever. AFK. Gotta check your email, take a phone call. You know, something needs your eyes and your ears. That's AFK. Otherwise, if you're still listening, just say podcast mode. I'm in podcast mode. Feels like there's no wind, but then out of nowhere, the hat just flies off and then it's dead still again. Configure this hat. Yeah, so thanks for joining the live. Yeah. We have a little ways to go, but we're probably 4/5 of the way done with this walk. We're definitely headed back and over, let's see, over halfway back from midpoint. So and then it will be time for a shower and caffeine. I have some work to do around the house today, hoping my friend will join me. and, you know, get some things more organized. We got a lot of stuff, y'all. I've done a lot of things, and it's been overwhelming at times, but it's a new season, and we're ushering in that new season with plan. Oh, what's this? What's this? Well, there's a gym. They got their Smith machine out back. I love it. Love to see it. Or maybe that's out front. No, it's out back. HWPO. We've either got a pool going, or that's a lot of plants. There's a lot of water going on there. Got me dreaming of my outdoor shower, because when it's 120 degrees, you don't have to use the water heater, even at night. Almost. I mean, you don't have to use it ever, but the water's going to be warm. So, did you hear my explanation of podcast mode? Let's pause here in the shade. What's up, RC? All right, we're cooking with gas, y'all. Do you want to get coffee with me? Whoa. Wow. Whew. All right, that's why we do yoga. That was a spot of mud that did not look dangerous at all, unassuming, and couldn't imagine that I would have lost my footing on that at all, but got me for a split second. Could have been chewing gravel. Could have been. People always ask me, like, don't you get hurt doing stunts? It's like, no, not really. It's everything else. Crunchy. Unfortunately, there's not as much wildlife on this path. That is one of the downsides. I think we lost CPB on TikTok. And vocalist 26. He's a country singer. Whew. Boy. My legs are, I'm feeling it. I am feeling it. Okay, well, we're almost home. We're almost back. So if you're texting me, I'm not able to see it. But just so you know. Yeah. I have friends who run this, like, run this super quick. That's something to work up to. Whee! How many steps are you getting a day on average? these. Look at these beautiful, beautiful babies. Look at that. So nice. Love the flowers. So cool. Oh, I got the sweat beading down. Hey, chill pill. We are just about done with the 10,000 steps for the day. What a way to kick it off, right? Chill pill says, sorry, fell off. I mean, the live has fallen off a couple of times because of the heat. I think the phone overheated. Look at this thing. I like that. Yeah. What app do I use to count my steps? So I have an Android and I have an iPhone. The iPhone has the health app. It just tracks. So I use that. It's just there already. Ooh-wee. It's all good, buddy. Kevin Lambert over here on YouTube. What's up, Kevin? Kevin says, sorry, wasn't paying attention. I was making a channel. It's all good, brother. Thank you for joining the chat. Chill Pill says, I have Android. There's probably one on here that I've disabled. I'll have to look. Yeah. Resume that live. Hey, we lost you for a second because the phone overheated. Kevin Lambert on YouTube says, I'm learning. It's all good. We're all learning all the time. Especially, I was telling CPB on TikTok. They said they feel like they're the smartest of their siblings. And I said, you know, that's a dangerous feeling to think that you're the smartest. But if you are indeed the smartest, then you absolutely have so much to learn from everybody else. Like, that's what makes you smart. They agreed. They're 14. What a recognition to have at 14, right? Chill Pill says, I have Android, so there's probably one on here that I've disabled. Have to look. Yeah, you know, and another thing you can do, Chill Pill, is if you are an anti-tracker person, which no blaming, no shaming, no, of course, totally fine. You might grab a friend and go for a walk, use their tracker, and their steps are going to be pretty close to yours. And like I'm doing, figuring out landmarks as far as how many steps it is for you to get there. And your steps aren't going to change a whole lot so long as you're walking the same. And then you know So I know that if I take the path I did today, that I'm gonna hit. Let's take a look at those steps, y'all. Um, Gonna hit 10,000. We'll probably do a walk later and check in, but we're like 9,500. So yeah, you could go for a walk with a friend, check their step counter, and then you'll know kind of how many steps you've gotten based off how many steps they've gotten. And hey, Chops Bear in the chat over on TikTok, we're almost done. We got to do like 400 more steps to get to 10,000, and we're gonna do it. I think we're just gonna go back out and get it real quick, make a loop. But it's good to know that that path is very close to 10,000 steps, and certainly if I hung out there for a little while, I would get them. So thank you. We got a chili from Chops Bear on TikTok. Thank you for the chili. I don't know what those gifts are. I know that they're gifts, and I appreciate them because I think it's cool, and it means you're thinking of us. But I don't know what it means. Chill Pill liked the live. Thank you for liking the live. Dig it. I love the hearts, all the good stuff, all the things that we're doing to stay engaged. It's really nice. I appreciate it. I hope that you're inspired to get your steps in. Chill Pill says it's only 100 degrees. And are you okay? I am okay. I am ready for a shower and some water and coffee. I have about an hour before noon, Mountain Standard Time, in which I'm going to drink at least 1 or 2 cups of coffee because it sounds really good. Faraz on YouTube is in the house, says hello again. Faraz is Iranian, living in the US, and has a crush. But we don't know if she likes him back, but she did give him a Metallica t-shirt as a gift. So, did you tell her that you like her yet? Faraz, I'm still curious. Still curious. All right. What do you guys think? Do you want to take one more lap, knock it out, finish that 10,000? I don't want the phone to overheat. I'm gonna grab some water here. You guys can look at the ceiling. Be right back. Like literally, I'm right here. Just gonna have some more water. Still want you looking at my garbage here. I'm working on my garbage and my stuff. Part of the task today is dealing with that. Kevin Lambert says 400 is nothing. I know. We're so close. I'm sure that we had crossed the line, but apparently not. So going to go back out and take care of it and then hit the shower. But it was a nice pit stop. Put the shirt back on, my sunscreen shirt. We're almost there. How many steps are you getting on average there, Kevin? let's go get them. So Kevin is averaging 15,000 a day. Usually more. It's the job though. I get you. When I'm on a gig, 20 to 25,000 is not uncommon, which is why I feel so so lazy if I'm not getting. We're walking backwards, y'all. In slides. Keeping the phone in the shade of my body because it keeps overheating otherwise. Got a lot of appreciation for defensive ends. This is definitely a skill that you can improve by practicing, but it's doesn't feel like very normal. And I like to walk backwards, but not in slides. Slides is another level. So close. This time, I am certain, beyond the shadow of a doubt, that we have hit our goal of 10,000 steps. Boom. No doubt. We will double check. Trust and verify. What's up, Jazzy? Here. Gonna check the steps. and sip of water. Oh yeah. We go. Ooh, that low back stretch feels so good. Hey, what's up, Chop Spare? We got 40 more push-ups to get to 200 for today, and then it's shower time. And coffee after that. Shortly after that. Woo! That's 20. That's 30. It's 30, y'all. You gonna do some push-ups with me? It's 40. 10 more. 10 more. Let's go. You see the sweat is dripping down. It's warm. It's warm. my friends. It has been real incredible. So we got 100 push-ups in on the walk, 100 jumping jacks, 10,000 steps, and shared some stories, made some memories, got to go on a swing, got to take our shoes off, walk in the grass. I mean, what a wonderful way to spend the morning. Thank you for sharing it with me. It is not even noon yet, and we have done a good amount of work. Not to mention 100 push-ups this morning and 100 squats on the Impact Athletics Association channel on YouTube, which was fire. We knocked that out in about 20 minutes. Incredible stuff. And always great to see Mr. Vincent and the community on Impact. It's an honor and a pleasure, as always. Much love. Peace.